Hi, Dev. Hi, Mark. Hi, everybody. Have we lost Harriet?
I was gonna say you don't look like Harriet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're the Harriet now, Dougie.
You can take the class, it's okay.
I'm bearded Harriet. I'm just getting ready. We're getting ready for Purim, y'all. Okay.
Beardy it?
Okay, so hopefully she's going to come on, but I wonder if she's going to try to come on with the Zoom that I'm on. Perhaps.
I suggested she just use the regular link.
Okay, nice, with her own username.
Yeah. Which, speaking of, let me change.
She would need to log out as and then log in as herself, right?
Who are you logged in as, Alexis?
I am logged in as Or Shalom. Should I log off and come back?
No, that's okay. Did you log in as Zoom at orshalom.ca?
Yeah.
Okay, me too. So it's okay. There can be two of us here without it exploding. This is fine.
Okay, I'm gonna text Harriet.
Thanks. Hi, Shivani.
I was just surprised to see you.
I know me. I'm surprised to be here.
How are you feeling?
I don't feel that good, but I feel so much better. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
glad to hear you're feeling a bit better.
I got COVID, everybody. I just want to share that with you. And if you're triple phased, don't worry about it. Oh, there's
It's not been terrible.
No, I mean, it's not pleasant, but I've been able to like at least move around. I've done a little yoga with Dev. Yeah, she's been amazing, by the way. Oh, there's Harriet.
Hooray!
You're muted, Harriet.
I don't know what happened. I couldn't get us started, and Alexis either. Something was bizarre. It wasn't, our class was not listed.
It's so weird because it was listed on my end. I don't know what kind of like witchcraft was happening. We'll have to find out in
I don't know, because like I had a class last night and it was fine. So like and it was there. So it was weird.
Yeah, it's anyway. I don't know what it is, but
okay.
yeah.
Anyways, welcome everybody. I'm sorry.
At some point Zoom will get COVID. It's just inevitable. Pardon? I said at some point Zoom was going to get COVID. It was just
inevitable. What? You are so right.
Well, good night, everyone. Have a good class.
Dougie, could you, before you go, could you make Harriet host?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And also, and you're a co-host, Alexis.
I'm co-host. Yes,
right?
So I can share.
Yeah, because for the if we do a shared screen, that would be great.
Yeah, you bet.
Okay.
Okay, so Joshua, I don't see you, but I know he's there. There you are. Okay, right. I forgot. You don't really want to be seen, but you're there. And Shivani's here. That's great. That's wonderful.
Okay, bye.
Oh, bye.
Bye. Get some rest.
Thank you so much. Okay. So does everybody have the material downloaded either in front of you printed out or on a screen? Do you have that? Because I would like to review. First of all, let me ask you, have you had an opportunity this week to review stuff? And if so, how did it go?
I listened to the sound files on the site.
Was that helpful?
It was, yeah. It's helpful, more helpful for me to hear things than to than to read things. That's just the way my brain works. But yeah,
Me
I
too.
found it
I'm
helpful.
exactly the same. I'm exactly the same. I like to have both, and I find the audio really helps. So that's good. And I'll continue to do that. I'll continue to do that.
It's most appreciated. Those sound files are really useful, really good.
Yeah, thank you.
And as we progress, like when we start working with an actual text of from the Haftarah, that'll be really good too. Because what we'll do is we'll break down. We're going to choose together. We'll choose a piece of Haftarah to work with once we learned all the cantillation trope signs, and then we will do it just as we're learning it in different patterns. That is what we will do. We will basically work with the patterns and almost like a jigsaw puzzle to the point where it'll be put all together, as opposed to just learning it off by heart, by rote, which makes no sense really, because how are you going to learn to do it? Right? And it's not like we have a deadline where you must learn something in 3 weeks, so we're going to really approach it logically. So I thought what we could do today to start would be to review the tropes from last week, and then we're going to add on a few. Okay, so I'm going to I know that everybody learns differently. Some people even visual learners learn differently visually. So, I mean, if it's okay just to have the material in front of you, then we can just approach it that way. If you want to have the material on the shared screen, we can do that also. I don't know what you would prefer. Any thoughts? Yes. Can't you're muted. I am
here?
All right, just like marriage.
Let me just do this so that I can make sure you're not muted. Okay, what were you saying, Mark?
I was just saying, I'd rather see you, Harriet. I mean, I've got the files that you very nicely put into a PDF. I made the window for that, half width of the screen, so I can see that and see you at the same time. I don't have to have it on share screen. Okay. But I don't know what is true for anybody else.
Whatever, would anybody, okay, well, we can start, and if we can provide the shared screen, would anyone like to see it on the screen? No? Okay, well, let's begin and we'll see how it goes. And if it's, because like last week, for example, and I apologize, it's just that I think it was Alexis, somebody didn't have the material. And so I just felt so badly, I just kind of shoved it in front of my camera here, which of course you can't really see it that well, but I just was at a lack, I didn't know what else to do, right? But I mean, that I'm not going to do that. It was just, I didn't know what, how else to provide the information, but it's all on the course site, so you can get it. So, even if you don't have it, you can access it, even like right now. Okay, so let's begin then to review page 1, okay, where we start with tipcha and mercha and siluk. Okay, so I'm going to ask everybody to mute themselves so that we can sing together with me and we won't interfere with the cacophony of voices that won't be in sync. Okay, so we'll start with at the very top, page 1. So we're going to go.
Which document, which one are we looking at, Harriet? Because we've got 2 different sets of documents.
Okay, so the document that we're looking at is the Haftarah, the PDF of the cantillations, not the exercises.
So is that the Nusach guides?
Yes.
The Nusach guides? Okay.
That is correct. Yeah, that's it. Whoever showed that. Yes, thank you. Okay, that's the Nusach guides. And And, should we put it out on the screen, we would just, Alexis, we would just scroll down as we go. But let's see how everybody feels about this. And I just want it to be really effective for everybody. Okay, so number one, we would start with Tipcha. Everybody together. Tipcha. Mercha. Siluk. Let's do the three together. Tipcha. Mercha. Siluk. Good. And then the second set. Mercha. Tipcha. Siluk. Very good. Okay, now when we turn the page to page 2, there are 8 examples, and we're going to go through the exercise. Okay, so number 1 would be Tipcha Mercha Siluk. Number 2, Mercha Tipcha Siluk. Good. Number 3, Mercha Tipcha Mercha Siluk. Number 4, Tipcha Siluk. Excellent. Number 5, Tipcha Mercha Siluk. Good. Number 6, Mercha Tipcha Mercha Siluk. Number 7, Tipcha Siluk. And the last one, number 8, Mercha Tipcha Siluk. Excellent. Okay, that was excellent. I could see that you were all, it was very good. Okay, let's continue on page 3 of the review at the top, the first set. Mercha Tipcha Mercha Siluk. And the second set at the bottom. Tipcha Siluk. Excellent. Now we're going to turn the page to page 4, and we'll go through the 6 examples of the exercises. Number 1. Oh, 1 second. I am going to stop. Before we do that, let's move to page 5. Okay, page 5. This is where we're going to review the etnachta, which is one of the more beautiful trope sounds. So we start at the top of page 5. It's the little wishbone icon that kind of looks like a wishbone. So it goes Mercha Tipcha, and then etnachta. Let's do that together again. Mercha Tipcha etnachta. And I find it's very helpful having these little diagrams. I mean, if you look on the complete left-hand side, you have the musical notes, if that helps you. But visually, the little graph I find quite helpful. Now, let's look at the second set. So at the bottom of page 5, so you've got Tipcha. Now, notice the little angle, like 90-degree angle thing. That's called a munach. Munach, and it's munach, and it sounds exactly the same as mercha, munach. Let me tell you a little bit, if I didn't get into it enough, and maybe it'll make a little more sense tonight than last week, which was our first time, and I'm sure it was somewhat overwhelming. There's certain signs, certain cantillation signs. The munach is one of them, that it's kind of a little bit of, depending on where it sits, where it is placed, there's different versions of it. Kind of like tofu, depending on what you put in the tofu, it could sound completely different, but basically you got the chunk of tofu. So the munach, when you have munach before etnachta, so the munach is just munach, and then etnachta. I'm telling you this because in a little while, we're going to learn another version of munach. So it's very important that you see the munach before the little etnachta wishbone, and then it's just munach. So let's do that phrase, the second phrase on the bottom of page 5. So we're going to go Tipcha munach etnachta. Excellent. Now let's go back to page 4 for the 6 exercises, and we're going to practice that. Okay. Everybody okay so far? Okay, good. Let me know if you want to see anything on the shared screen. We can do that. Okay, so number 1 on page 4. Tipcha munach etnachta. Good. Number 2. Mercha tipcha etnachta. And you can do it really slowly just to sort of see the rise and the fall. Number 3. Mercha tipcha etnachta. Tipcha siluk. Good. Number 4. Tipcha munach etnachta. Mercha tipcha siluk. Good. Number 5. Mercha tipcha etnachta. Tipcha mercha siluk. Good. Number 6. Tipcha munach etnachta. Mercha tipcha mercha siluk. Very good. Okay. I think let's move now just to review one more on page 7. At the top, we've got Mercha Tipcha Munach Et Nachta. Excellent. And the second set at the bottom of 7. Tipcha Et Nachta. Okay, that's very good. So that's basically what the trope signs that we did last week. And now I'm going to suggest that just to practice a little bit of the exercises, and this is from the other, from the other file that we worked on. Okay. And that is, let me just get it for you. Okay, it would be number E1. Does everyone have that? Use these exercises to practice transferring melodies to the words. Does everyone have that? And it would be E1.
Sorry, where is that one?
Okay, I can put it on the screen if you want. It's the other, there were 2 PDFs. So this is the second PDF. Oh, here comes, he's showing us.
Oh, okay, I do have that one. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you have it. I'm sure you have it. So that, because there's basically at this point, what we have on the course website is 2 PDFs. One of them are, oh, there it is. Okay, fine. Okay. Yeah. So that's the second one that has about 8 pages, only 8 pages. So, and we will probably exhaust those pages this evening. Okay. And I will send you more material next for next class. Okay, so let's just do a little bit of this and then we'll move forward to some new cantillations, okay? So you can see on number 1, it says Tipcha Siluk. Tipcha Siluk. So we're going to sing these examples. So now it's not just that we're singing the name of the trope, we're actually putting the melody, transferring it to the word, which is how we do the Haftarah. So the first one would be Lifnei Ha'am. Excellent. Number 2, Biktsei Hamidbar. Ye'achel Chametz. Excellent. Miyamim Yamima. When you see the line under, like for that, this is a good example, miyamim. So again, especially for the siluk, because it's the end of whatever the sentence is going to be. So if those 2 words are ending the sentence, then it's important that you note that the line, the siluk line, where it is going to be where you are going to stress the siluk. Because if it was on the ma, it would be yami ma, but it's not. It's on the mi of ma, okay? And sometimes it doesn't make sense the way they do it. In this case, it does. Miyamim yamima. let's try the next one. Mitachat hashamayim. Good. Seor bechol gevulecha. Now, often you will have words that are hyphenated, or you might even have 3 words, like a word that's hyphenated in 3 spots. And so the trick with that is your eye goes to where the siluk line is, and so you can almost just lope over it. So you see bechol gevulecha. So you're just you want to get to the le in your mind. So you're going to go bechol gevulecha, and then you'll slow down the rest of the words. But I mean, in terms of knowing exactly where you're going to end the sentence, it's going to be at the lecha. Okay. And the last one, li. Ooh. Okay, good. Now let's move to page E2, if you don't mind scrolling to example number 3. So we're going to do 3. We'll do example 3. Okay, and then I'm going to want to go to 4. Okay, so this one is mercha tipcha siluk. Okay, so let's start with number 1. The shem hashenit sila. Now this is a good example of how the placement of the trope sign has some kind of, it has to do more with the musical continuity of the phrase. Because when you say the word, if you read that in Hebrew, V'shem hashenit tzila, and the name of the second was tzila, shenit, you wouldn't say shenit. No, you would say shenit. Yet here we are asked to sing it, V'shem hashenit tzila. So I'm saying it's interesting where it's placed. Next one. Hashomer achi anochi. I can't hear you, but I feel like I can hear you. It's very good. Okay, next one. Vaiksof alehem Moshe. Excellent. Next one. Ushnei vaneha ima. Good. Here we have 3 words hyphenated. Et kol hakahal. You see the hal. So you're going to know. You want to get to the hal. Et kol hakahal. Because it's mercha. Mercha. Et kol hakahal. Hazeh. Bara'al. Good. Next one. Lo tuchal asohu levadecha. Excellent. Vayelech lo el arzo. Good. Et chukei ha'elohim Ve'et Torah. Okay, very good.
Harriet, can I ask a quick question?
Of course.
So for us, it's easier in that it's highlighted in red, and I know it won't always be. So on that last word, it looks like there's two of the what's it called? Silux.
Torah Tav, is there? On the word Torah Tav?
Under the tet or the
Under the Tav for Tav? Well, it might look that way, but there really is only one line.
No, at the beginning of the word.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Well, that's a good point. It's not in red. And so basically, in this case, if it were in the actual Haftarah, it wouldn't be, it would just be Torah Tav. It would typically just be on the last one, the one you would need to do. But if it were, sometimes there is a case where it would be there, you would do it on the second one. You would do it on the second one. Yeah, definitely. Okay, that's a very good question. Let's now try some of the etnachta examples. So that would be on page E4. So we need to scroll to E4 if anybody wants to use the scrolling situation. So let's just practice the etnachta a little bit, and then we are going to move to a very interesting trope, I promise. So we'll start with number 7, where it's Tibcha munach etnachta. Okay, and we're going to do this really slowly. So the first example, Vayetze me'im paro. Good. Next one. Vayanach bayom hashvi'i. Good. Next one. Ahal odot Yisrael. The etnachta is very beautiful. Okay, next one. Kivo yatsata mimitzrayim. Good. Next one. Likro lemoshe ul aharon. Good. Umet tachat yado. Good. Next one. Ufarsa lo hifrisa. How are you finding that? Is it a little smoother this time? I think so. I can feel it. Excellent. You got the thumbs up there. Okay, let's just try 8 and we'll take a little breather and then we're moving forward to a new one. Okay. So this is Mercha Tibcha Munach Etnachta. Okay, first one. So we've got to hyphenate it. So we're going to go right to the Gam ha'am hazeh asher imaha. Good. Number 2. Miyad Mitzrayim umiyad Paro. Good. Shivat Yamim Tochal Matzot. Good. Next one. Chotencha Yito Ba Elecha. Next one. Vayasimu. Vayasimu Tachtav. Vayashev. Oh, sorry. Vayeshev Aleha. Next one. Vayiven Mizbeach Tachat Har. And the last one. Va'asita. Va'asita Vigde Kodesh Le'aharon Achicha. Okay. Whew, that was very good. Very good. Very, very good. Okay, so we can take that off the shared screen now, Alexis. Thank you so much. And I think what I'd like to do now is I'm going to ask you to now go back to the Haftarah pages that we were working on. We've done, and I would like you to turn now to page 9. Page 9. Okay. And would you like it on the shared screen, or do you want it just in front of you? What's the consensus?
Just in front is fine for me.
Yeah? Okay. Okay. Maybe for when we do the exercises, we'll put it up again because it's nice to see the sentences like as if it's on a whiteboard or something. Okay. So this is a very interesting one because you see them, everyone sees the munach, but it's not munach. No, because after this munach is those 2 little dots that will be above a letter in a word, and it's called zakef katon. Okay, so when the munach is before this zakef katon, it's quite lovely. It goes munach zakef katon. That's how it goes. Mu, and it kind of looks like a little giraffe. Muna, muna, la 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 la, la 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 la, zakef katon. So let's try that together. Muna, zakef katon. One more time. Munach zakef katon. Okay. Now at the second set, there's a sign that would be at the very end of the word over top. It's called you can see it says pashta. The pashta is the little, looks like a little colon. It's above. It has to be, for a pashta to be a pashta, it has to be on the last letter of a word. because there is a version of it that will be could be in the middle of the word, and then we sing that differently. And we're not doing that tonight. But it's important for a pashta to be a pashta. It must be at the end of the word. And it goes pashta, pashta, pashta. And a good way to remember it is it's kind of like you've got like a whiny kid that's going, It's a good way to sort of just remember that you're pushing outward. And it even the sign itself is like, pash. It starts low, pashta. And then it goes, muna, zakef katon. Okay, let's try that together. So it's pashta, muna, zakef katon. Okay, so let's look at page 8. Let's go to page 8 because we have 8 examples where we can go through different examples of how this new trope, munach, zakef, katon, and pashta, could be in a sentence in the Haftarah. And these ones that we're learning at the beginning really drive the story, like da 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 dee da 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 da, you know, da dee da 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 da. Those are, and then interspersed, there are some more frilly, more intricate notes and cantillations that drive the story and give it more drama and different emphasis in certain words or certain sentences. So, but we're starting with these are the ones, like sometimes you'll have a Haftarah that'll mostly only have this, you know, and so it's easier in a way to learn because it's just sort of the same patterns over and over. It's telling the story, and then you get the odd thing, and it's like, oh, finally something interesting. And then other times you can have a Haftarah where it's really complicated, the cantillation, and it takes longer to get it precise, more challenging. So let's start on page 8, example 1. So we've got the first one, Muna zakef katon. Number 2, remember pashta, pashta, muna zakef katon. Good. Number 3, pashta, zakef katon. You don't always have to have a munach before the zakef katon. Number 4, munach zakef katon. Pashta, munach zakef katon. Good. Number 5, munach zakef katon. Tipcha etnachta mercha tipcha silu. Good. That would be a long sentence.
I'm a little bit lost on where we are, I have to say.
Well, you want to do number 5 again?
I'm not sure which page we're on.
We are on page 8.
Page 8 of the Nusach guide, Mark.
Of the Nusach guide. Page
Of the
8.
long one.
Do you have it? Do you want to put it up, Alexis? Just can't hear you, but put it up. Okay, so we're on page 8. So we just scroll down to 8. 5, 4. There we go. So we're working on this page. Do you see it, Mark? Okay. So we were on number 5. Can everybody hear me? I feel like the sound. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. Why is Mark highlighted in green? I'm just wondering. Okay, it's nice to see you. You're highlighted in green. Okay. So let's go to pardon me, number 5. It's a long sentence. Let's review it. Okay, so it's Munach Zakev Katon Tipcha Et Nachta Mercha Tipcha Siluk. Good. Number 6 is going to start with Pashta. So you're going to Pashta Munah Zakev Katon Munah Zakev Katon Mercha Tipcha Et Nachta. Good. Number 7. Tipcha Munach Et Nachta Pashta Zakev Katon Mercha Tipcha Silu. Good. Number 8. It's a really long one. Munah Zakev Katon Mercha Tipcha Munach Et Nachta Pashta Munah Zakev Katon Mercha Tipcha Mercha Silu. Okay, thank you. So we can take that away and come back so that we're all together. How do you feel about this so far? Do you feel that we can do one more trope sign on page 11? And then we will move to putting it with words, practicing it with words.
Harriet, can I ask a question about Munah?
Yes.
The angled one.
Like the mapach, the guy like this.
The little angled guy.
Oh yeah, munach, the munach.
Yeah, yeah. Would you sing that for me, please?
Okay. Let's see. Excuse me. The one, which version?
The one like prior to Zakev Katon.
Okay, so it's Munaf. La
Okay.
la 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 la. Munaf. Want to try it?
Well, what I'm hearing is Muna,
Yeah.
but what it looks like is not that. What it looks like is do you know what I mean? Like if there are five tones, I feel like
well, it goes down.
I feel like what I'm looking at to my eye, it looks as if it starts low, goes high, goes back down low, and then goes up.
Yes.
But what I'm hearing in my ear is the first two tones the same, and then down,
not,
and then
no,
up.
it's not. Muna. La.
Like it looks like to my eye, it looks like it should be.
Yeah, isn't that what I'm singing? I mean, that's what I'm hearing. I think we're hearing the same thing. I mean, maybe it's just a little off. I don't know.
I'm just here. Okay, what I'm hearing is the first two tones being identical, and what I'm seeing is the first tone low and then the second tone high.
And that is how it should be. It should not be identical.
Okay.
Muna, mu. Well, it depends where we start. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Yes. So I apologize if I did it the same. It sounded the same, but no, it definitely has to go up. Na. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
That was beautiful. Okay, so you're highlighted in green because you probably, I don't know, now you're not green. Okay, so let's now move to page 11. Okay. And we have a version where you have mercha and pashta. And you see how the pash is sort of rubbed out a bit, because it's kind of like the pash. You don't do the pash. It's merchata. You don't sing the pash. When mercha is before pashta, it's merchata. That's all. It's basically the same thing. So it goes mercha, merchata. Zakef katon. Shall we try that? Mercha, ta, zakef katon. Okay, good. And now we have one new one, just one more new one, and it's like this. It's a little triangle, and it's called mapach. Mapach.
Sorry, which page are we on?
We're on page 11.
Okay, thank you.
Page 11. So we're on the second example of page 11, where it's mapach, pashta, and zakef katon. And mapach and pashta is a really it's a very common combination. And you started off thinking high in your head. So you're going, mapach, mapach, pashta, mapach, pashta, zakef katon. And we're going to hear a lot of that. Let's try that together. So it's Mapach Pashta Zakev Katon. And that's going to be really common when we do texts with Haftarah, where it's la 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 la, or la 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 la. So let's now, to practice what I'm talking about, let's turn to page 10. Go back to page 10. We have 8 examples of different combinations using the tropes that we now are learning from. And then take a little break and we're going to try and apply it to actual text. Okay.
Sorry, Harriet, could we just quickly go over the ones on page 11 again?
Absolutely. So we have Mercha Ta, Mercha Ta, Zakev Katon. Because it's like Mercha Pashta. Well, we don't sing Pash. We just go right to the Ta. Mercha Ta, Zakev Katon. I'll send you recordings of these for sure, and I'll put them on the course page so you can practice with the recording. And I think, Alexis, that'll be easier also, because if somehow the note got lost in my singing it now, it'll be more precise in the recording, so that for the munach. Okay, so, and let's do the mapach again. Okay, so it's Mapach Pashta Zakev Katon. Okay, is that better? Okay, good. Let's now go to page 10 and let's work it all out. This is going to be a real workout. Okay, first, number 1. Mercha, well, this is like, okay, Mercha, let's do it lower. Mercha Ta Zakev Katon. Number 2, Mercha Ta Munach Zakev Katon. Good. Number 3 starts with Mapach. Think high. Mapach Pashta Zakev Katon. Good. Number 4. Mapach Pashta Munach Zakev Katon. Good. Number 5. Mapach Pashta Zakev Katon. Tipcha Munach Et Nachta. Good. Number 6. Mercha Ta Zakev Katon. Munach Zakev Katon. Mercha Tipcha Silu. Excellent. Number 7. Munach Zakev Katon. Tipcha Et Nachta. Mapach Pashta Munach zakef katon, tipcha silu. Let us take a breath. That was a long one. Okay, number 8 is a really long sentence. This would be a really good one. We'll start, we think high. Mapa pashta muna zakef katon mercha tipcha munach et nachta mercha ta munach zakef katon mercha tipcha mercha silu. Okay, that was good. Woo. How does that feel? Okay, now what we're going to do is, and we can put this up on the shared screen, maybe that would be helpful. We want to go back to the exercises, and we're going to go to, pardon me, where am I? We want to go to E5, example number 9, I believe. Let's see, because we've done 5 and 6, and we don't want to do 7 and 8. Yeah, we want to go to example number 9 with the munach zakef katon. This is going to be really fun. So it's munach zakef katon. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start with the first phrase, which says, Vayivra Elohim. So we see the munach is under the ra. So we're going to go, Vayivra Elohim. The katon is on the him. Okay, so it's Vayivra Elohim. Okay. Now the second one is Ule Adam Amar. So it's on the da and the ama and the ma. So Ule Adam, excuse me, Amar. Katon Amar. Ule Adam Amar. Okay, let's try the next one. Umei Hamabul. So it's on the may and the bul, on the but. So it would be Umei Hamabul. Good. Now, this is a tricky one because it's hyphenated. Ve'et kol hadam tishpoch. Ve'et kol hadam. So it's, if we were to, it's actually munananach, because it's, but it's on the dam. So it's ve'et kol, so you would say it together as if it's one word. Ve'et kol hadam tishpoch. Does that make sense? Because it's hyphenated, but if we put our hands at, let's say, for example, it was just hadam tishpoch, okay? Instead of ve'et kol hadam, let's just say it was hadam tishpoch. Then it would be hadam tishpoch, but it's not. So we go ve'et kol hadam tishpoch because the et kol is and all of the blood. Hadam is the blood. The et kol hadam is all of the dam. So you just sort of say all of the blood. So like the emphasis on the blood, not all of the blood, but the blood. So the et kol hadam tishpoch. Okay. The next one is lo tochelu. And it's more straightforward. Lo tochelu. Okay. Now we have vayomer alehem. So it's on the yo. Vayomer alehem. Good. Then we have Alza Kinaan, and it starts on the ah of Alza. So it would be Alza Kinaan. Alza. So it's kind of a bit Alza Kinaan. And now, this is a good one, ve'ahavta, because sometimes you will have the munach zakef katon, as here we see it in one word. So you'll have the munach on one syllable of the word and the zakef katon on the other. So here you would have it ve'ahavta, ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta, la la la, ve'ahavta. That's how that goes. Are we ready to do example 10? Do we still have energy? Yes.
Could you explain once more why for the last one there
Ve'ahavta? Ve'ahavta, John?
Yeah, for the last one.
Okie dokie. So it's munach zakef katon ve'ahavta. It's kind of a combination. It's not it's you've got the munach on the ve'ahav la 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 ta ve'ahavta. That's how it goes.
Because it doesn't follow the same pattern, right?
Well, it does. It's a bit of an exception.
Why? Because it's the same word?
Because it's the same word.
Okay, so if it's the same word, then it doesn't do
It
the...
kind of, so, you could, ve'ahav ta, not really. Ve'ahav ta, yeah. You link it more. You would link it together because it's the same word. At least that's how I do it. Now, I should tell you that we're following, these tropes, but there is interpretation even with this. Like, for example, I know different Torah readers might interpret that a little differently, and that's fine. It's really fine. When I come up with certain things, I'll point that out to you. Like, I mean, that's how I do it. I think Debbie, I'm pretty sure Debbie does it the same way too. But there's a little room for interpretation especially when it comes to an example where the munach zakef katon is on the same word. Yeah. And and then there's some that have different versions of the tropes, which when we finish, I'll tell you, because you might prefer one to the other. I'm teaching you these. Okay, so now we'll go to the examples on section 10, where you have pashta, munach zakef katon. Excuse me. So the first one is Me'et B'nei Yisrael. So it's me'eit b'nei Yisrael. Okay. The next one is v'haya levatim levadim. So you've got v'haya levatim levadim. Okay. The next one, v'lakachta et shemen, and it's hyphenated, et shemen hamishcha. So it would be v'lakachta et shemen hamishcha. Okay. Then the next one we have ve'et hakeves hasheni. So it would be ve'et hakeves hasheni. Okay. Then the next one, lezikaron bein einecha. So you have lezikaron bein einecha. Ooh, this is a good one. And this is something actually, Shivani, I think you had mentioned, but it was when you have, this is a good example. So you have the word vayasem, and you've got the pashta. You see how there's the pashta at the end of the mem, of the mem, but you also have that sign over the ya. So when you have that, what it means is you're going to sing it as a pashta, la la la, but typically the rule is that the pashta is a pashta when it's at the end of the word. Here they're telling us sing pashta but on the ya. Okay, so if there was nothing on the ya, it would be vayasim, right? Pashta, vayasim, but it's not. There is that line, there's the squiggle, on the ya. So that's telling us, sing pashta on the ya. So you're going to sing it as vayasim. You're going to do it on the ya. So sometimes that's confusing, but it actually isn't. It's quite clear. It's basically saying, it's pashta, but you're going to enunciate on the other letter, on the ya. So you go vayasem al Yitzchak beno. Okay. Again, here's a good example. The same thing. You've got the pashta for vayomer lo ochal. So again, if it wasn't there and it was just on the resh, it would be vayomer, but it's not. It's vayomer pashta vayomer lo ochal. Okay. Is that clear? What I'm going to do is I'm going to record all of these exercises. I mean, I know that this whole class is recorded, but I think instead of going through the whole thing, why would you want to? Maybe you do want to. But I will have recordings like I did of the other exercises. So we'll have them all so you can refer to them. Okay, we do have time. Let's plow through and do example 11 with pashta and zakef katon. Okay, and then we can call it a night because it's a lot. Do you want to put it back up, Alexis? Thank you. Is it helpful having it on the shared screen? I don't know. I mean, I just want it to be as flowing as possible. Okay, so let's look at 11. We've got pashta, zakev katon. So number 1, Vayomer, because it's on the yo. Vayomer Avraham. Okay. Then we have et he'ani imach. So we've got on the knee, et he'ani. Your eye goes to where it is. Et he'ani imach. Same thing with the next one. Et ha'urim, the et hatumim. So you see, it's at the end of the word. Et ha'urim, the et hatumim. Okay. Now, this is interesting. The asita al hachoshen. So again, we're going to sing it as a pashta, la la la, but we're going to do it on the C. Vasita ala choshen, on the cho. And the same thing with hayoteret al hakaved. We're going to sing it on the te, even so we're going to go pashta, but we're going to go hayoteret al hakaved. And the last one, oh, this is a good one. Et kol ha'ayil hamizbecha. So we're going to sing pashta for ayil on the a. Et kol ha'ayil, et kol ha'ayil hamizbecha, on the cha. Which is interesting because you would say the word, you wouldn't say mizbecha, you'd say mizbecha, but they want us to sing it this way. Okay, let's do 12. So we've got merchata zakef katon. You know what? We're going to stop now. Let's stop now. Let's stop now. We will review that next week. So let's come all back to the screen because I have a question for everybody. Now that we've had such a wonderful online class, I'm just going to throw this out because we've been talking about it at Or Shalom, because some of the classes have gone back to in person at the synagogue, and I know that we offer this online because of the restrictions and everything, and we don't want that. So if everybody would prefer to do it at the synagogue, I would be willing to do that. But I don't want to put anybody on the spot. So what was suggested is, you can email me. It would be confidential if you prefer to go back to the synagogue. And even if one person, for whatever reason, would prefer to stay online, we will stay online. But I know that some people prefer to go back to the shul. So I'm just putting, oh, now you've just joined us, Esther. Hello. You were there, but we just didn't see you?
I tried at 7 for 20 minutes. I couldn't get in.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
To my computer, so I don't want to waste your time talking about it.
Okay.
Okay.
So anyways, I'm just putting it out there. I am completely happy to do it this way. And if this is what you prefer, then we will do this, and we will do it all online. That's fine. But because I noticed that some of the classes are going back to the shul, Matthew and Martin, they were saying, why don't you just put it out there? So I'm putting it out there.
So what part of the shul would it be in? The upstairs or the downstairs?
I don't know. It could be either, I suppose. Which would feel better? I don't know. I mean, we will not do a hybrid. It has to be either all online. We're not offering that at all. No. So I suppose it would be, I mean, How many are there of us? I think there's 9 or 8. Someone's not here. In any case, when we did the courses in the fall, I was downstairs and we were, everyone was sitting at different tables apart and masked. That's how we did it. I've never done any course. I don't think I've ever, since COVID, I've never done anything upstairs.
Okay.
Is it better to be upstairs? Is that a preferred place?
I don't know. I mean,
Because
I
it's
don't know how
bigger?
much people would space out. Yeah, but I don't know how much people would space out downstairs anyway. Also, I don't want to influence anything, so.
No. Nor do I.
I
Nor
like
do
the
I.
email
Nor
policy
do I.
because that
Nor
way
do
it
I.
just, people don't feel like they're, there's no pressure.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've just, I had it quite badly. I was sick the whole month of January. I
Oh
wasn't,
my goodness.
taken me, it really stayed. So, but I was back. I did go to the shul. I was there on Sunday because the Biyachad class, we're back, like Matthew and I are doing, and we were back. Mind you, it's only 5 kids that came. And it was actually quite sweet because they wanted to sit with their friends, but like I'm trying to say, no, you got to go in 2 different tables. And so they're all pros now because they're at school. And so one kid said, oh no, as long we can sit, as long as our airstream is in a different direction, it's totally fine, Harriet. So I said, well, that's fine for you, but it's not fine for me. And you're going to sit there and you're going to sit there. And that's the only way I'm going to do this. So like, I did go back and it was fine, but I completely, if we feel that we want to stay put, we'll stay put. This is fine. But I just thought, because I know people talk and they're saying, well, why are we still online? There's still their courses already back at the shul. So if we want to go back to the shul, it can be an option. That's all. But it has to be unanimous. So
I'm assuming we would all wear masks too, right? Because that's a factor, like singing with masks on
100%
would feel a little different.
Yeah.
And then you said it would be all or nothing, because I know when I missed last week, it was really helpful to have the recording and to be able to go back and watch it so that we wouldn't have that if we go in person. Is that right?
That's right. We wouldn't.
Okay.
That's true.
Harriet,
Yes.
I'm actually not in Vancouver right now.
Okay, well that ends it. Forget it.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't want to hold you guys back. Like, if you really want to.
No. When you say holding back has a negative connotation. I don't like that.
Yourself.
No, in a way, it's good. You've decided it. It's now.
Well, I'm arriving in Vancouver on April 7th, so I don't know how long this course goes. But
no, that's useless. We're done.
Okay.
We're done.
And I would like to say.
Oh, it was so funny. I assumed you were in Vancouver because like on my class on Wednesday night, last night, there's a woman in the class in Edmonton. So we didn't, it wasn't even an option because she's in Edmonton and we are staying online. But I didn't realize you weren't here. Where are you?
I'm actually in Winnipeg.
Oh, for goodness sake.
In the middle of a snowstorm.
Oh my goodness.
I can't wait to come over there. I just.
Oh my God. Okay, well then it's moot. It's moot.
Can I say I love Zoom? I love it in small groups.
Okay.
And I've been to so many wonderful lectures and series of lectures.
No, it's true.
But it would be nice to get together once at the end and, maybe do it in the shul. I mean, in the shul.
Yeah, maybe we could do that. Or certainly, when are you arriving? April what?
April 7th.
Yeah, our last class, I think this class is the last class is the end of, no, I think we have one in April, this class. I'm not sure, but I'll look at the calendar and we'll look at it because we also want to prepare something as a group and then chant it in the future, like beyond April. So we will get to meet together. I do miss that. You know, this is great and it is effective, and I will get better at it. And you know, I really appreciated doing the shared screen and having the recordings and all of that. But obviously it's wonderful when we can be together, because we could then actually be singing together. That is the only thing about Zoom. They have not figured that out yet. And I actually know many brilliant tech people that have spent so much time trying to figure out how we could sing in unison live without a fraction of a delay. And so far, nobody has come up with that yet. So that's the only thing. If, you know, if we were all together in the room, there is a joy in, you know, being able to sing it together. But we will just, it'll be once we can go back. Okay.
I would love to sing it together with all of you when I come.
Yeah, we will. We absolutely will. Okay, on that note, well, we're all clear now. So I'll see you next week. And I will include the recordings in the next day or so, hopefully tomorrow's Friday. And if you have time, review the stuff. We will review again next week. So if you don't, we will review and then keep moving forward. And if you have any questions or anything, just email me and I hope that I'll be able to help you out.
Okay.
So thank you so much. Thank you, Alexis. And I'm sorry we didn't get on properly at the get-go. I don't know. I'll figure that out. That's not going to happen again. But thank you, Alexis. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Harriet.
Thanks, Harriet.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you.
A
Thank you.
sweet
Especially
Shabbat.
Harriet.
Have a sweet Shabbos.
Good
Shabbos.
show.